Alright, so using the National Bank example as posted, so originally you have a principal of 100,000 and this is for 1 year. So we are doing this compounding for the first year. So we're told that the first 2 months, or rather for 2 months, it's at 6.5%, and at 3 months, it's at 6.25%, and at 6 months, it's at 5%. So you cannot know which one is better until you calculate, because this thing, as long as you are compounding, it's not something from face value. So the calculation, as given in the formula that I gave you in the very first place, is A, as in the amount that you're going to get at the end, principal 1 plus R over N, and T, where R is the interest, N is the number of times you're compounding, and T is the time. So our T in this case is the 1 year. So let this be T. N is the number of times you're compounding. So let's start with 2 months. So in 2 months, we're going to have 100,000 multiplied by 100,000 is the principal, our P, multiplied by 1 plus our R is 6.5%. 6.5% means 6.5 divided by 100, which is similar as 0.065. So if you have a calculator, it's even much easier. Just type 6.5%, it should give you 0.065. And this is divided by in the number of times you're compounding. So you're compounding every 2 months. So it means after every second month, you'll be compounded. So within a year, there are 2 months, 2 months, 2 months, you should have 6 times. So you're compounding up to 6 times. And this should be raised to the power 6 as well, as in n. The n here. Our t is 1 year, so that's why we still have the 1 that side. So if you calculate this, if you have your calculator close by, you should get something close to 106,678 with some small decimals. So you're going to get 106,678 kwacha by the end of the year. Not by the end of the 2 months, but by the end of the year. So let's get that straight. These things are usually done by the end per annum, not per month. Or so you have to wait by the end of the year so that you can actually be able to calculate properly. Same thing, 3 months, same procedure applies. 100,000 multiplied by 1 plus, it's 6.25%, so that's 0.0625. Divide by 3 months, we are compounding every 3 months, so in total per year you're going to compound 4 times to the power 4. Since it's still 1 year, we'll just put the 4. If it was 2 years, we would have multiplied by 2 there. So if you calculate that, you should be able to get 106,398.01 with some decimals there. Similarly, if you go for 6 months, which is 5%, if you do the same calculations, in the end you should find something 105,062.5 something. So you notice that the percentages are decreasing as the months are increasing. The reason behind that is it's trying to offset. If you had the same amount, the numbers will also just keep increasing as well. So you're trying in a way to balance up. So it's the bank's way of trying to balance up. So the more time you'd actually do it, so in most cases fixed deposits work best with longer time. So this is per year. If you put 100,000 and instead of taking out a year and you only take it after 2 months, you're not going to get 106,000. You get something less than 106,000 because this 6,678 is the interest that you get after the whole year. So you'd actually have to divide that by 12 to see how much you'll even get per month or after 2 months. So that's why these things are best done if you are going to do this for a longer period of time than if you're just going to do it for 2 months or 3 months. So that's why the interest rate actually decreases, because with now, when mind you, remember the N was 1 year. If you start to put 2 or 3 and 4, if you start to increase the number of years, this number here will keep getting lower, or this number will keep getting higher, because now you're it's more like an exponential growth. So it will be to the power, rather, let's say 3 years, it will be to the power 3, which will be higher for this one than the other one as well. So that's the investment appraisal. So this is for 1 year. You would actually do this and compare to say, okay, which one should I do? Then you see that, okay, for this one, let me do this one. Similarly, if you're going to do it for 2 years, you'll have to calculate again and see how long it would take for 2 years. Then you would actually get different figures. Then you can compare those two figures as well to say which one is much better. So that's what we call the investment appraisal. Then you can also have other projects to say, what if I don't invest in a fixed deposit? What else can I invest in? So you need all those options for you to compare. So it's not just an issue of saying that 6.5 is higher than 6.25, therefore I should take this one. No. It can happen that this can actually be higher when you calculate, depending. So that's at least, I hope you are able to follow through and at least get a guidance on how you can go about it.